Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of Dunks. It's in the Vast Gray and Varsity Red colorway. It's a real simple shoe, real clean. I think it'd be real easy to rock these things. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Dunks. Alright, and I know this is a sneaker channel, but every now and then when I get a piece of clothing that I'm real pumped about, I gotta share it with y'all. I have been after this t-shirt literally for 10 years, if not more. I finally found one on eBay, so I ordered it. This t-shirt was one of my most worn and favorite t-shirts while I was in high school, and it was funny, whenever I was growing up, a new video store was opening, you know, where you would rent videos or like video games. I guess at that time it would have been like Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, that sort of thing. Anyhow, a new video store named Potomac Video just opened. It was on a street called Industrial Boulevard. And I remember we were listening to the local radio station who was doing like the grand opening for this video store. Well, anyhow, they asked a trivia question. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember I knew the answer to it. And I think that the prize that they said you would get was like a free Batman t-shirt or something. Well, I was telling my dad, we were in like this blue station wagon, and I was telling my dad, come on, we gotta get there, you know. So we got there. It was my brother, my dad, and I remember I walked up to where the radio station DJ was, and I told him the answer, and he was like, oh, that's correct, but you're late. And, you know, so I was kind of bummed, but he was like, but hang on, let me see what I got. Well, he pulled out this Bruce Lee Dragon t-shirt with the gold writing and all that stuff, and he said, how about that one? And I said, yeah, that'll work. And I'm telling you, I wore that t-shirt so much. And I have just been on the lookout for it forever. So I finally found it, and I'm pumped to have it. It probably won't hold together too long because it's from like '94, but I'm gonna wear it till it falls off of me, I know that. But enough about my t-shirt, let's get into these kicks. Standard Nike box, nothing worth noting there. The tag reads Nike Dunk Low, Vast Gray, Varsity Red, and White. And just hearing those colors, that is a really clean palette to begin with. And on a classic silhouette like the Dunk Low, Vast Gray, Varsity Red, and White, that really has my attention without even seeing the shoe. This is a size 10. I always go true to size on Dunk Lows. I think these were $110, and I grabbed these from my local Finish Line. And I'll tell you what, these are clean as can be. I know people are burnt out on Dunks, and now it seems like Dunks are pretty much really easy to get. Shoot, I've been going to Finish Line, and they've been having pandas on the wall. Panda Dunk Lows in men's and women's sizes. They've been having them both. I grabbed a pair for me. I grabbed a women's pair as well, and they just continue to be there. If that's not an indicator that the sneaker game has really changed over the past couple of years, then I don't know what is. Because it wasn't that long ago that you couldn't get any Dunk Lows for retail, and especially to go in and just see them sitting on shelves time after time again, that was unheard of. But as for this pair, it's definitely a clean colorway. I love gray. I love Varsity Red. This Vast Gray is very faint. Like, whenever you see these, you might even just think that it's a white, but if it wasn't right next to that bright white midsole, then you really might not even be able to tell that it's gray. But that being said, I think they look good. I think they look really good. Whenever they first grabbed a pair for me, again, shout out to Finish Line because they really treat me good in there. But the girl that was ringing me up noticed that there was a bunch of like paint or something. It was weird. The way the color went from the outsole to the midsole, it looked like it all like bled into each other or something. But there was a lot of glue on the upper and that sort of thing too. So she said, let me see if we have another one of your size in the store. She went and checked, and sure enough, they did have another size 10. This one looks much cleaner. So while the QC on this pair is decent, I did see a pair that had some flaws. So just be mindful of that if this is a pair of shoes that you're ordering versus picking up in person. It's always good to look your shoes over and check them out if you can look at them in hand before you buy them. All that being said, I think this is a really classic looking pair of kicks. I think it'd be really easy to rock these. Everybody knows what dunk lows are. Some people are really tired of them. I just think it's a staple that just works so well in a wardrobe. Like, I'm not really tired of them. I don't need 100 pairs of them, but I also don't mind the fact that they're easy to pick up now. I think that's great. And I don't mind that Nike continues to give us a bunch of different colorways of them. I think that's good, especially for people that haven't been able to get dunk lows for years and might have been wanting them. I think it's great. Line the shelves with them. That doesn't matter to me. I know resale isn't what it is, but I never buy sneakers thinking I'm going to make it rich off of them. Like, that's what my day job is for. Another recent pair that I picked up lately, I probably won't do a full review on these just because everybody's already seen them. I think these have been floating around for a while, so I'll just make mention of them here. But this pair also came out really good. This is the reverse Brazil dunk low, and the Brazil dunks were part of the Be True to Your School pack, I think, which I don't know if that's right or not, but it's an old colorway. I think the original Brazil dunks were part of the Be True to Your School, which also had like the UNLV dunk lows, the gray and red ones, and just a couple other pairs. But anyhow, aside from that, I think these are dope. I think these are really, really cool. I don't have any dunks with these colors. I really like green being the base on these for some reason, and then having the overlays be that bright yellow. And I think with the warmer weather and spring coming and all that stuff, I plan on rocking these. Appreciate that. Hey, look at this t-shirt. Tell me this doesn't bring you back. All right, so anyhow, sorry for the interruption. I think these are going to be great for wearing with the weather getting all nice and everything. And my first thought was like wearing these with like an old Ricky Henderson t-shirt, maybe like an old Sean Kemp jersey or something like that. But it definitely would go well with the athletics gear. It would go well with old Seattle Supersonics gear, that sort of thing. And although I'm not a huge fan of either of those teams, I just think these look dope, even just to wear regularly. And I really like the colors on these. I know Matt G watches from Brazil, so Matt G, let me know what you think of these things too. Anyhow, that was just a quick look at these. We'll get back to the other ones. So starting with the outsole, we have a standard dunk tread pattern, pivot point in the front, Nike branding at the midfoot, and it's all in that Varsity red color. Looks nice. And then coming up to the midsole, you can see that Varsity red meets a bright white midsole, and it's got bright white stitching. Looks nice and clean. And again, that bright white really helps you to see that the upper is actually vast gray as opposed to just off-white. But then for the base of the upper and most of the overlays, we just have that vast gray color, and I really, really like it. It's very simple. The only colored overlays are the swooshes and this heel tab, which are in that Varsity red. You get some bright white Nike branding stitched on the back there, and that helps to kind of balance out the bright white of the midsole. But I think these just have a really classic look, and I think they'd be easy to wear with just about anything. They really remind me of a pair that I reviewed of the Nike by You. My good buddy Silent Z had access, I think the first time that they did the Dunk by You, and he made a pair to wear for matching his Buckeyes gear. He's a huge Ohio State fan, and he made a pair. I think the color scheme was almost exactly like this, so I would have to go back in the Butter archives to check that out. But I really think that this color blocking is really close to the Dunk by You that I reviewed of my buddy a couple years back. Back to this leather for the upper. It's synthetic. It's your standard Dunk Low GR leather. You know what you're getting by now. I mean, it's definitely fake. It's not soft. It will crease. I don't know what to tell you. They're $100 shoes, so if that's a deal breaker for you, then, avoid GR dunks or, GR Jordan lows and mids, that sort of thing. But I don't mind it. I think for an everyday beater, the $100 price point is about right, and I like Dunks just because you can throw them on, not worry about them. The one upside to this synthetic leather is it does wipe up clean. Like, they do clean up pretty well, but you will get those creases, and I'm not one to use crease guards and all that sort of thing. I just don't care. Like, when my shoes look worn, I just embrace that. I don't know what to tell you. But anyhow, the toe box has perforations on it, and on the heel you get those rows of stitching like we're used to getting on Dunk Lows. I always like that part. And the laces are just flat vast gray to match the rest. Our tongue is, it might be a little bit lighter of a gray color, but it's a standard Dunk nylon tongue, nothing out of the norm there. It does have some Varsity red piping going along the edges, and that creates a nice border effect. And then our tag is bright white, but it has Varsity red Nike branding. The insole for these is Varsity red, and the Nike branding is white. And our sock liner is gray, which I'm a fan of that. I'm glad they didn't make the sock liner white, because this way, with it being gray, it'll be just a little bit more forgiving, and it'll hide dirt and the dye from your blue jeans and that sort of thing pretty well. But that was a pretty quick look at these. Everybody's pretty familiar with Dunks, so I'm not gonna, you know, go in depth about every stitch and that sort of thing. But let me know what you think. I think they're great looking. I think they'll be real easy to rock, and the colorway is just classic looking to me. So I don't know, I definitely think it's a good pair to pick up for retail, or if you can use like a coupon, like if you have status rewards or something like that, I definitely think it's a good pickup for that. But let me know what you all think about them. I appreciate you all watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.